Polperro is one of those places that feels like you've stumbled into a different world in the best way. You've got the little harbour, the boats, the lanes that twist about, and views that keep making you turn around for just one more look. There are a couple of practical things that can catch you out if you've never been, but once you know them, it's an easy day to enjoy. So I'll take you through Polperro in the simplest order, with the useful bits where you actually need them, and the good stuff front and centre. Polperro sits tucked into a valley with the harbour down at the bottom and visitor parking up above. The harbour is your main hub, the lanes are where you wander, and you can make the day as relaxed or as full as you like. One quick myth bust before anyone tries it: you generally can't drive into the village as a visitor because vehicle access is mainly for residents and deliveries. If you plan it as a park and stroll from the start, the whole thing feels calmer. On the way in, decide what sort of visit you're organising, because Polperro works as a quick look or a proper half day. If you just want the harbour, a wander and something to eat, that's easily done without rushing. If you want to pad it out, you can add a short coastal path stretch, but you don't need this to make Polperro feel worth it. Bring a layer and wear shoes you're comfortable in, because you're on a coastal path, not a flat promenade. Now parking, because it's the first thing people talk about afterwards. The main visitor car park above Polperro is convenient, but it tends to be expensive, so it's better to go in expecting it. Think of it as paying for the location and saving yourself the stress of hunting around. Before you set off, do a quick check that saves you a second trip: water, coat, snacks, dog lead, and anything you'll want once you're down by the harbour. If you've got small kids, dodgy knees, or anyone who just doesn't fancy slopes, keep an eye out for the paid lift options when they're running. Over the years, it's been things like small shuttles, and sometimes you'll see tuk-tuk style rides in season. It costs extra, but it can be a fun start to the visit, and it keeps everyone in a better mood. Once you're heading down, just settle into it. The walk-in is part of the experience, but doesn't need to be a march, and you'll naturally stop for photos anyway. You'll get that first proper glimpse towards the water as you drop in, and it's a good one. As you go, the views open up either side and the harbour starts to appear in front of you bit by bit. The only little rule that makes things nicer for everyone is to step aside when you stop, because the lanes can be tight and people need to pass. When you reach the harbour, treat it as a base camp. Do one slow loop around the edge to get your bearings, because it helps you relax when you know what's where. From here, you get the brilliant contrast where you can look back into the harbour and then lift your eyes straight out to sea. It's one of those views that looks different every time you turn, especially with changing light and weather. Watch your footing near wet edges, because damp stone and seaweed can be slippery. If you've got kids, this is the moment you keep them close, because it's busy and it's water in a small space. If you've got a dog, same idea through the pinch points, because it gets crowded and not everyone's looking down. Now the bit that can make Polperro feel hectic is in the middle of the day when everyone arrives at once. You'll see people stopping for photos, pushchairs trying to pass, kids weaving through, and the harbour edge getting a bit shoulder to shoulder. The easy fix is not to force it. If it feels packed, step one lane back for a few minutes, wander somewhere else. Then drift back in when it loosens up, because it often moves in waves. You still get the same atmosphere, just with less squeezing. The public loos here often charge a small fee, so if you're stopping for food or drink, use their toilets while you're there already. If you've got a pushchair or anyone unsteady on their feet, stick to the more straightforward routes and don't feel like you have to conquer every alley just because it's there. You'll still get the feel of the place without making it hard work. Food is really just a choice about speed and comfort. If you want quick and easy, you'll usually spend more of your time enjoying Polperro and less time waiting around. If you want a longer sit down, that's a lovely way to do it, just accept it can be busier at peak times and build a bit of breathing space into your plan. Money-wise, Polperro can feel pricey once you add parking, food and a couple of treats. If your priority is the scenery and the harbour atmosphere, you can keep spending low and still have a brilliant visit. If your priority is a proper sit by the harbour, you're paying for the location, so you may as well settle in and enjoy it. Here's the weather plan because it's Cornwall and it changes its mind. If it's showery, do the harbour when it's bright, duck into the lanes or somewhere indoors when it turns, then pop back out between showers. It works well here because once you're down in the village, everything is close together. If it's properly wet, just take the steeper bit steady and keep your hands free. If you're adding a coastal path stretch, make it short and defined and turn around while everyone's still enjoying it. If you're not adding it, you're not missing the point of Polperro because the harbour and the lanes are the main event. When you're ready to head back, don't make it a dramatic finish. Have a quick drink of water, take a breath and head up at a steady pace. Stop once, look back and you'll get that proper whole village is the valley view with the harbour below and the sea beyond it. If you're leaving at a popular time, the top end can feel busy with people funneling out and cars edging through, so give yourself a little buffer and keep it unhurried. The big realities are simple. The car park tends to be expensive, the village isn't set up for visitors' cars, and the harbour gets crowded at peak times. If you plan around those three things, everything else is just enjoying a really special little place. The best Polperro visit is a relaxed one where you get down to the harbour first, take your time with the views, and then let the lanes pull you around at your own pace. Eat in whatever way suits your group, use a lift option if it's running, and it makes the day easier, and treat any short coastal path stretch as a nice extra rather than a requirement. Do that and Polperro feels like what it should be, a brilliant harbour village with views you'll keep looking back at, not a day you're spent managing. Thanks for watching. Until next time, cheers you.